I think right here today, considering all of the social media, all of the outlets for attention, Caitlin Clark by far today is the most sought after popular star.
LPGA just did everything. They did it all correct in literally one.
Known as the basketball court queen, Caitlin Clark did the unthinkable. In addition to dominating, she defied expectations in a manner that was unimaginable. The sports world was in awe of Caitlin when she took the golf field.
Media is pumped about Caitlin Clark, as they should be. So many more new fans are going to be tuning in to golf who never would have otherwise.
In addition to being accompanied by well-known people like Nelly Korda and Annika Surinam, Caitlin's performance was noteworthy. With every stroke, she wowed the crowd, proving her versatility and tremendous talent. Commentators have been inundated with admiration for her powerful drives and almost faultless putts, leaving many to wonder how this is even possible.
She's going to get quite a few from Nelly, maybe, fine-tune that part of it. But,
like that
I mean, you're an athlete, you're used to crowds, and I'm sure you play better under pressure.
But it's more than simply golf here. It's about altering history, since her competitors, Angel Wilson and Angel Rhee, found it difficult to make a name for themselves after her ascent to popularity. As footage of Caitlin Clark's highlights went viral, social media went wild, cameras were rolling, and sports fans were on their feet. This was more than a game. It was a statement that Caitlin Clark is more than simply an amazing basketball player. What it means to be a GOAT is being redefined by her. And the entire sports community was unable to quit discussing it.
So here comes the female GOAT, and these women are going from having 3,000 people in their arenas to 20,000.
See as we analyze the amazing moment that stunned her opponents, silenced her critics, and showed why Caitlin Clark could be the greatest athlete of all time.
I was trying to think of who else maybe could play today, especially in women's sports, that would create this kind of attention. Current player. And I mean, the true buzz that Caitlin Clark has shown across the entire sports world in such a short period of time.
It became clear that this wasn't just a passing attempt at a novel pastime the moment Caitlin Clark took a swing. Her golf debut wasn't a complete shock. It was an occurrence that rocked the worlds of golf and basketball. Fans and pros alike were left wondering if they were witnessing a future golf star alongside seasoned superstars like Annika Surinam and Nelly Korda after Caitlin's thundering, strong, and precise first shot down the fairway. She contributed the same unwavering will and innate skill that made her a basketball legend, and the outcomes were astounding. Because Caitlin didn't merely hold her own, commentators had a hard time assessing her skills. Her impeccable timing and fluid strokes, which seemed almost too good for a beginner, made her stand out. When Caitlin played golf for the first time, the crowd cheered. Each swing seemed to be the result of years of preparation, and she approached each one with a calm, controlled focus.
Ripping it down the middle. Enjoying some deft wedge game as well. I'm not buying her comments yesterday that the only thing she wanted to accomplish today was not to hit it. That was pretty good. Or that she...
But Caitlin's physical performance wasn't the only aspect of her debut. It also had to do with her appearance at the class. Unfazed by the pressure of competing against some of the best golfers in the world, she strolled with the confidence of an accomplished professional, and the audience, which was crowded even at the break of day, was enthralled with her charm and enthusiasm. Videos of her precision shoots were shared on social media by fans, and hashtag experts started complimenting Caitlin Clark's ability to adapt to the entirely different demands of golf and compared her to legendary crossover sportsmen. It became clear during the day that Caitlin was engaged in activities beyond simply striking golf balls. She was changing the perception of what a multi-sport athlete could do. Caitlin wasn't playing around. It was hard to believe she hadn't been playing all her life because of how well she was performing.
And the last thing I'll ask is, there are a lot of fans here for 7 a.m. Pro-Am. What were the nerves like hitting your opening tee shot here compared to what you normally do on the basketball court?
I don't get nervous for basketball, but I got a little nervous for this because I don't want to hit anybody, but honestly, I'm just trying to...
Caitlin's reputation as a powerful figure in basketball and the sports industry was cemented at that particular moment. Not only did Caitlin Clark's foray into the realm of golf demonstrate her physical versatility, but it also defied everything detractors thought they knew about her. She had been acclaimed for years as a basketball prodigy who ruled the floor with talent, cunning, and unshakable passion. But it wasn't only a bold move for her to make her golfing debut. It was a declaration that rendered her critics silent.
Thankful that she's here. Kind of the one on, when you talk about women's sports, she's kind of, other than Nelly, it's been...
Some thought that Caitlin's quick-paced basketball style wouldn't mesh well with the patience and precision needed for golf. But with every stroke, she dramatically allayed those anxieties.
Clark has been the best thing, the most dominant thing. Remember, there's been good players come out of college, but nobody really cared. We'd seen it. Nobody really cared.
As a result, the skepticism was not unprecedented. Even the best athletes frequently struggle with whether Caitlin's quick energy can be adjusted to the controlled elegance of golf, or whether her competitive nature can translate to a sport that demands composure. Reigns supreme. The reply came in a flash. Rather than just matching expectations, Caitlin's performance surpassed them. Both onlookers and commentators were in amazement of her natural quickness, which beautifully merged with her exceptional ability to read the course and make strokes with pinpoint accuracy. This was more than just a casual gathering or a marketing gimmick.
I know that you work really hard in the off-season. You said yesterday you're always trying to get better. What's the thing that you're working on in this off-season?
I think, honestly, besides the actual basketball skill part of it, I think getting stronger, that's what I'm focusing on. I'm in the weight room a lot, just building that strength. Obviously, it was hard going right from the college season to the professional season. We've spent a lot of time in the weight room. So.
With the same dedication and intensity that had defined her basketball career, Caitlin entered the game. A debut that seemed nothing short of historic was the result of hours of rehearsal, meticulous attention to detail, and an unshakable drive to achieve. Her ability to evaluate every element of the course, foresee challenges, and adjust her technique in real time was commended by seasoned golfers. All the traits of an accomplished player as opposed to a novice.
What Clark does is kind of simple, really. She shows up at games, she signs autographs, she talks to little girls wearing jerseys, she smiles to the crowd, and then here's the most important thing. She competes like a maniac. I mean like a maniac.
Then there were Caitlin's competitors, Angel Rhee and A.A. Wilson, whose steadfast attempts to minimize her successes stood in sharp contrast. This was a terrible circumstance for them. Rhee and Wilson remained in their comfort zones, but Caitlin was already causing them trouble because of her supremacy on the basketball court. However, her outstanding golf play only made their differences further. This moment was made even more powerful by Caitlin's ability to inspire and bring together golf fans who had never followed her basketball career as she broke down barriers, showed off her flexibility, and captivated the attention of sports fans worldwide. Meanwhile, her present fan base grew even more outspoken and stood by her as she persisted in going against the grain. Social media became a battleground, with some supporters seeking to downplay her achievements.
She was at some Pro-Am tournament, and she's got a gallery full of people around her, and she shanks one. She hits a low dart right in the crowd, and then the scary thing is she re-tees. Yeah. She takes a ball and goes right back to the tee, and you can see the gallery like, oh my God, she's going again.
The audience's reaction as the energy followed Caitlin as she moved from hole to hole was perhaps the most obvious sign of her impact. As fans lined the course, their applause growing louder with each swing, even seasoned commentators were amazed by her ability to grab the audience's attention and turn what could have been a normal performance into a spectacle fit for the headlines. Caitlin's performance was not only outstanding but also intriguing, and it was evident that she is redefining what it means to be an athlete in the contemporary world with each shot. Caitlin Clark was not only playing golf but also leaving a legacy that would never be challenged. Not even her critics, competitors, or assumptions. The purpose of this was to show that borders exist only to be crossed. Not only about how good she is at golf.
Huge. That's why they expanded the coverage around it, and that's why you see, some of the talking heads in the golf space getting really excited because they know what's about to come down this week once Caitlin Clark tees.
The cultural event that was Caitlin Clark's golf debut affected more than just her play on the field. In addition to debunking stereotypes about athletes who only play one sport, her transition from basketball to golf set a new standard for flexibility. Sports fans have debated whether or not athletic talent can transcend disciplines for a long time. In addition to answering that question, Caitlin's performance altered it. she was doing more than just competing. Instead, she was altering the perception of athletics by combining strength and grace in a way that, for the first time, made golf seem as thrilling as a championship basketball match.
Not have joined the WNBA, these numbers would not be the way that they are with or without her, right? So it's not about Caitlin Clark not being in the finals or being in the finals. It's the fact that Caitlin Clark is in the league that is allowing other teams to still have these pretty decent ratings.
Wilson and Angel Rhee, her biggest critics, were astounded by her capacity to attract attention. Caitlin's dominance on the basketball court was already tough for them to match, and they routinely used off-court turmoil to attempt to harm her reputation. But now that she was dominating a completely other sport, their efforts to eclipse her seemed to be getting increasingly acrimonious as they focused on preserving their basketball rivalry. Wilson and Rhee were lagging behind as Caitlin broadened her horizons and enthralled spectators in a range of sports.
Clark does maybe better than anybody in sports right now and makes it about others, makes it about team. Think about it. When's the last time you didn't see Caitlin Clark talking about a teammate? When's the last time you saw Caitlin Clark talking about herself or any of the accomplishments that she has had? Let me give you the answer to that. Never! Never! You never hear that. Now, that's why their team has gotten good. She could have been an egomaniac. Everybody in the league knows that.
Influence was more important here than athletic ability. Caitlin's growing legacy is based on her ability to uplift and encourage people. Discussions concerning the need of pushing oneself beyond comfort zones and pursuing greatness in unique ways were sparked by her golf performance. Young fans expressed their appreciation on social media, contrasting Rhee and Wilson's criticism with statements about how Caitlin's path encouraged them to take risks and realize their own potential. Even in a sport as traditional as golf, Hollow was eclipsed by Caitlin's enormous support. She drew in new clients with her fresh excitement. Making amazing shots wasn't the only reason she was on the course. It also aimed to challenge the sport's sometimes rigid culture. Younger audiences have long been a problem for golf, but Caitlin's personality and undeniable talent made it feel exciting again. Talent seekers who had never considered watching golf were interested in Caitlin's performance rather than the actual game.